Hey, welcome to Let's Get String. What's going on with my bass clamp and what I did with it? Stay tuned for a major discovery and how I fix it. So guys, on the video here, I've gone ahead and removed this, what they call it, grub screw, or the servo screw. That's what you see on the right, this guy. Okay, I've gone ahead and removed it out of this copper housing, and it's rather soft if you ask me, because through, you know, dozens of times of adjustment, I've seen shreds of the metal getting worn off and then falling out falling out of the hole there. Okay, so it's definitely a very soft material. That's why it gets stripped over time, and then that hole becomes too loose for the grub screw over here to tighten itself, fix in place. So you end up getting to a certain point to push out from the back. Instead of pushing out with full strength of the screw, it's just basically spinning round and round by itself without actually pushing. And that's why your bass clamp is slipping, because this brass piece is not able to push out through the back end by the force of this screw, and therefore is not pushing out toward the front in order to lock in this cone shaped brake pad over here. Much bigger. Okay, it's basically the way I laid it out here. Let me turn it around. This grub screw goes in the middle of this brass piece. It needs to push out to the back end with proper force in order for this whole cylinder to move in the opposite direction in order to produce brake action against. Geometrically line this up. Alright, so you see how that angle lines up when it's sitting like this? It pushes up against the back of this brake plate, this cone-shaped plate, in order to lock your base plate together. Obviously, the bottom of your base plate is screwed into the mounting bolts that comes from the bottom of the turntable, right? Locks it in place like that. So the whole brake action is being produced by this brass piece, and it needs to be able to have firm contact without any slippage. All right, if it's able to slip left and right, I mean, if it's able to allow the brake pad, this cone piece, to be able to slide around left and right, that's how your whole base plate over here, which it normally sits in, is able to spin left and right. See what I mean? All right, so you don't want that to happen. Therefore, you want the cylinder to be able to come out in the 90-degree angle with enough force, and makes firm contact with the back of the cone, so the cone itself is stuck in place and it's not able to rotate whatsoever. Said all that to say that I found an identical piece of screw over here. This guy, obviously, it's not a proper grub screw, meaning, all right, it's just a regular screw, but I was able to match the threads on it. So it's able to screw into this piece just like the right grub screw will. So my plan is to actually cut off the screw head end of this piece to make it the same length as this grub screw, and then somehow I'll create a slot on the cutoff end to be able to drive a not Phillips screwdriver, but a flathead screwdriver in instead of a round instead of a hex key. All right, I'll just be able to drive a slotted flathead screwdriver and then spin it that way.